Good afternoon, first of all, and welcome to the All-Stars Project of Dallas's first annual Building Bridges Across Dallas Luncheon. I'm so happy to be here, and like I said, let's not waste any more time. We have a special guest. I'd like to bring on Mayor Pro Tem Monica R. Alonso to say a few words. Give her a round of applause.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I did tell him earlier, I said, I don't think they want to hear me, they want to hear you. And I think Antoine has been working. I believe when I walked in, he was saying hello to each and every one of you. So Antoine, you did a wonderful job, and look at this attendance, so congratulations. I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'll tell you a little story. I was at El Centro West, and I was walking in to go to another event, and they see me, and they're like, Ms. Alonso, will you come over here for a little bit? And of course, I'm not going to say no, but I was like, okay, where am I going? And these kids and the passion and what they were going to be doing as far as acting and how they prepared. And one of them told me, are you going to sing with me? And I said, well, I don't think you want to hear me, but that's another story. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to commend this organization, and I want to say thank you for all the work that you do with our children. And so let us give thanks, and let us say we are here, but it doesn't start right here. It keeps on going, so we want to make sure that we continue. And for the parents that are here, we want to state we need to continue supporting our children for all the efforts that they put forth, because remember, they are the future of tomorrow. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much for coming, and look forward to continuing this great dialogue. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, good day to you all. Let me get situated here. All right. Well, my name is David Watkins with NBC5, and I am just so happy to be here. This is such a great event, and let me tell you, I am just so tired. That's not what you expected me to say, is it? I became a father for the first time 19 days ago to a little baby girl named Kinsley Campbell Watkins. Thank you. And I bring that up for two important reasons. One, I'm not getting much sleep these days, so if I start just jibber-jabbering about nothing and can't even understand what I'm saying, or I start talking crazy talk, that's why, okay? She had a rough night last night. And in fact, this was not easy to put together. I'd used all my TV makeup just to give you something to present right here. So that's number two. The important reason is when I spoke with the All-Stars in the spring, that was also the day that we started telling people that my wife and I were pregnant. So it was a very special day when I got to meet with the All-Stars, and here we are coming full circle, talking about the All-Stars again, and I was able to I didn't give birth. Mom did all the work, but we did have a baby girl, so it's very exciting to kind of wrap it all together. Well, we have an awesome show for you. The All-Star story is one of performance, development, and transformation. It's all about, people of all ages from all backgrounds come together to address some of our country's most significant social problems, and this afternoon we'll experience the All-Star story in action. When I met with them in the spring, it was very neat. I didn't know much about them, to be honest. In fact, it was my pal Hank Neely who got me to come up and talk about communication with them. Being in the television business, that's what I do. I communicate with people. And so we talked about what it means to be able to put yourself out there like they're doing today. I mean, the first step towards improving yourself is making the first step. And these young people here are not here. No one's making them be here. They're here because they want to be here. And so when we talked about communication, you'll get to know them today, and hopefully some of the lessons that I gave them, help them when they're talking with you guys. Now, they also gave me a lesson in communication, and I didn't expect to get this type of response from them. So, like when I started talking to them, I said, well, before we get going, let's take a selfie. So I was in the front of the room and they were in the back, and I was ready to take a selfie. Like, no, that's not a selfie. What are you talking about? No, that's an ussy. Okay, so if you're just doing it by yourself, apparently that's a selfie. But if it's the whole group, it's an ussy. So in recognition of the All-Stars giving me this lesson, can we take an ussy together? All right, at the count of 3. 1, 2. Aren't you guys gonna do anything? I mean, at least like a touchdown celebration. Give me a touchdown celebration. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Touchdown. Remember when the Cowboys used to do that? I'm kidding. And Romo, I don't know if he's the God. Like, I don't know, but he'll need a win out. All right, so I know there's many people in the room today who are new to the All-Stars like I was back in the spring. So let's see a show of hands for all the first-timers if you're just getting to know about the program today maybe. Excellent. Thank you so much. Give yourself a round of applause for getting to know the program. I don't think you'll regret it. We're so glad you're with us. And we've got quite a lineup for you. And if you're tweeting today, if you want to find me, I'm going to retweet this guy. There is a hashtag. It is building bridges. Hashtag building bridges if you're tweeting today. Okay, so relax. Enjoy your salad. Looks pretty good, I'd say. And join me in welcoming Senior Program Manager and Development Officer. He's also known as the Diddy of Development, Antoine Joyce.
All right, David stole my Ussy deal, so I figured I'd just bring a posse on stage. How about that? Yeah. So good afternoon. I'm excited to be with you today to celebrate the tremendous growth of the All-Stars project in Dallas. The All-Stars is all about development, seeing new possibilities and acting on them. When I talk to young people, I often tell them about my development. Born and raised in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, I joined the All-Stars at the age of 12. And for many years, I worked to build our programs across the country. I became a fundraiser, and 2 years ago, I pushed my own comfort zone, moving here to create a new life, to live, to work, to play, to date in the city of Dallas. And then I tell them how much I love Dallas. And see, I can tell them that because for many reasons, but mainly all of you in this room is why I love Dallas. Our partners who are here today, our passionate community leaders, business leaders, definitely our young people. And with you, I'm dedicated to building all new kinds of bridges across this great city. So we started 2 years ago. We started here this year with an ambitious goal, 2 ambitious goals. First, to double our grassroots outreach on the streets of our poorest neighborhoods. And second, to launch our dynamic leadership program, the Development School for Youth. And we did it. And my posse up here is how we did it. I'm going to introduce you to my dynamic All-Stars volunteer team, all right? They're on the ground with me. We walk the Dallas neighborhoods and, again, the poorest neighborhoods. And we invite young people to join and build the All-Stars development programs. So please hold your applause to the end, but here they are. Yep, they're in order, great. Dominica Barbaros, Priscilla Collins, Nick Cornelius, Emily Huddleston, Carla Mancini, Kiara Jones, Juliet McDonald, Joseph Nelson, Keith Nelson, Amelia Ramos, Ronnie Shorenstein, Dee Smith, Taylor Thornhill, and Raquel McBay. Please give them a round of applause. This is my All-Stars heavy hitters. For the sake of being corny with the theme, we touch down in every community. I just made it up, sorry. Dear land, okay. So what's unique about the All-Stars? I'm going to tell you. We go directly to the young people, inviting them to be involved. We go to the no-go zones. We knock on doors. We stand in front of some of the roughest projects, housing developments in Dallas. We stand in front of supermarkets. We speak at schools, community centers, churches. Every young person who wants to be in the All-Stars is welcomed. So I'm going to tell you about our programs. Our flagship program is the All-Stars Talent Show Network. Young people between the ages of 5 and 25 produce and perform in hip-hop talent shows in their neighborhoods. I'm kind of biased. I think it's the best program in the world because at 12 years old, this is where I got my start. At the All-Stars, everyone who auditions makes it into a show. Young people, see, they love to perform. They love hip-hop. They love music. They love culture. And in the talent shows, our young people have the opportunity to be themselves, to create youth culture in a safe environment. They learn new performances of appreciation and gain confidence on stage, which helps them develop new relationships and performances off stage in their daily lives. Through the outreach and the producing of shows, they build the programs and they learn how to take responsibilities for their communities. As I said earlier, this year we also launched the Development School for Youth, where young people ages 16 to 21 partner with business professionals and cultural leaders who are leading weekly workshops and create experiences that expose them to new opportunities. Through DSY, I'm teaching young people that walking into a corporation is also a performance with new costumes, new scripts, and new stage directions. The young people who graduate from the DSY are placed in paid summer internships in some of Dallas' leading corporations. See, the growing number of these corporations who are hosting after-school workshops and providing these internships is evidence of how many people want to bring development to our young people in our communities. So now, please join me in welcoming 3 of my All-Stars leaders here in Dallas to share their experiences. Once again, Dominica Barboza, Kiara Jones, and Emilio Ramos. Give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dominica Barboza. I'm 18 years old, and I've lived in 5 countries and learned 4 languages. I'm currently living in Dallas, Texas, in Plano. I've lived there for a year. I'm enrolled in Richland College as a freshman student, and I've lived a nice and prestigious life. But once I got here, I realized that not everybody had the same opportunities like mine. I got to know the All-Stars by searching up community service hours through volunteersmatch.org. And when I really enrolled, I realized that even though you're a performer, a leader, or volunteer, you can show your true abilities through talent, artistic talent, through your skills, and just show it to the world. I really love this organization because it makes everyone feel equal. And I mean, it's a really nice program, so I really want to keep involving in it.
The All-Stars Project of Dallas chose me, Emilio Ramos, an 18-year-old senior at South Oak Cliff High School. I come from a hardworking family, and growing up in Dallas, I have seen the effects of poverty in my community, with the amounts of homelessness and the streets, many not having enough money for clothes, and families with food stamps that don't use currency. However, some people want to be good citizens and help make Dallas better. I believe that the All-Stars Project of Dallas wants to play a role in that. Their programs encourage students like me to want more, to have more. And when I am at the All-Stars, I see smiles and happiness. My teacher, Ms. Anderson, gave me an application for the Development School for Youth. I thought it would be beneficial to me because she hasn't steered me wrong yet, but it was. The workshops have assisted me in upgrading my current skills and gaining new skills, like social skills for the workplace. This summer, I took an internship at Capital One. All the lessons I learned at DSY were very valuable, as I was able to put my new social skills into action. Due to the fascinating people I've encountered from being in the All-Stars, like all of you, I continued my participation. I hope that you all here will continue to stay involved as well.
Good afternoon. My name is Kiara Jones. I am 16 years old, and I currently attend Skyline High School. I've lived in West Dallas, South Dallas, Oak Cliff, and Pleasant Grove. All of these places I would describe as dangerous. My mother, 4 siblings, and I lived in the projects or a low-income housing area. Some say, at least we've got a roof over our head, but I wanted more than that. I wanted safety. I found a sense of safety and family outside of home with the All-Stars. I participated in my first talent show in March of 2014. Ever since then, I've been hooked. Each program has definitely impacted my life in a positive way. The talent shows allow me to be myself and improve my performance, not only on stage, but in my life. The DSY program allowed me to see the business world as a teenager and get me ready for life. Being born into poverty cut me off from a lot of opportunities. The All-Stars allows me to see Dallas with a fresh set of eyes and realize that there are more things out there than violence and gangs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all. I now have the pleasure of introducing a foundational All-Stars leader who, along with his wife, Stephanie, brought the All-Stars into the Dallas community. Please welcome the chair of the All-Stars Project of Dallas Board, CEO of Hunt Consolidated Energy, Hunter Hunt.
Thank you, David, and good afternoon to all y'all, and it's great to say all y'all for the group that started in New York. I'm glad that we're here in Dallas celebrating its launch here. The All-Stars is a truly remarkable organization, and it began at a grassroots level in truly some of the poorest neighborhoods we have in the country, in the boroughs in New York City. And through a very simple concept, it's now grown to 6 different cities across the country. It's in Newark, it's in Chicago, New York, San Francisco, Bridgeport, Connecticut, and most recently and excitingly here in Dallas, thanks to the support of a lot of y'all here. And the All-Stars is centered on a very simple concept, and that's that using performance through the concept of performing for others, you can create a greater sense of self-awareness and a greater awareness that we're all part of a broader community, that we're all trying to figure out how we can make this world a better place, and that each of us has something to give. And just a quick story on that. We came across the All-Stars in New York when I was living there, and we had a development school of youth intern named Hamlet Rodriguez, who was fabulous, worked with us all summer long, and at the end of the summer, we went out to lunch, and I said, well, what's your biggest surprise about the job? And he kind of laughed, and his quote to me was, he said, look, I thought all you white guys in suits walking from building to building with briefcases, I thought that was your job. I thought your job was walking the briefcases from building to building, which I laughed too. I mean, it was kind of cute. The flip side is if I looked at a group of Hispanic youths at 126 and 5th at 3 or 4 in the afternoon saying, hey, what are they doing? I would have had an equally absurd vision of what that community was like. And that's the great thing about the All-Stars, is that it really breaks down those walls and helps us understand that we all have something to give. It's a level playing field, and we all need to show up and do something. So it's been fun to watch the journey of the All-Stars move from New York now across the country, and we're absolutely thrilled that it's here in Dallas and being embraced so well in its first year. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the co-founder of the All-Stars and one of my heroes, Dr. Lenora Fulani. Dr. Fulani is a developmental psychologist and a grassroots educator who's been innovating and leading the All-Stars program from its very beginning, back when it started at that grassroots level in some of these poorest communities. And the growth has been tremendous. She's presided over a number of innovative programs as it's continued to evolve and meet the needs of the country. And she's currently also the director of Operation Conversation Cops and Kids, which is an award-winning program, the All-Stars. It's an important step towards creating a cultural change. And it's a really unique innovation between police departments and the communities that they police, trying to create a better understanding between those different groups and creating a sense of community there as well. So please join me in welcoming my friend and my mentor, Dr. Lenora Filani.
So, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Hunter. It's very exciting to be here in Dallas and to be introduced to all of you by Hunter Hunt. I met Hunter, we met him when he was a younger man. I remember the many conversations that we, Fred Newman, the co-founder of the All-Stars Project, and I, and others had with him. We spoke then about the possibility of the All-Stars coming to Dallas, and at the time it seemed like a dream. But here we are. Hunter doesn't need to be doing what he's doing, on the one hand, but then he also does need to be doing this, to be leading this, because this is a reflection of his values. And in making this move, he didn't just start a program to assist the poor. The All-Stars Project is very innovative. It's outside of the box with the intention to create a pathway that connects poor people of this and other cities to America's mainstream. Hunter, thank you so very, very much. As he mentioned, Operation Conversation Cops and Kids is a program that I founded in 2006 following the police shooting of Sean Bell, an unarmed young black man in Queens, New York. This was a moment when the relationship between inner city youth and the police, while never easy, was especially tense. Operation Conversation Cops and Kids uses the All-Stars innovative performance approach to create a new relationship between police officers and youth from poor communities, a relationship that is too often filled with mutual mistrust. It's also the case that the officers are often placed in the untenable position of having to navigate the fallout of the many dysfunctional institutions in poor communities where, due to neglect and abandonment, nothing often works. A good example of that is the inability of public schools often to educate our kids. I say to people that the two hardest things to be in America's cities is a police officer or a Black or Latino kid. I am invested in helping each to see the other as a human being, and when it happens, it's powerful and very moving. In 2011, I worked with All-Stars President and CEO Gabrielle Kurlander, who you will be meeting, and we formed a partnership between the New York City Police Department and the All-Stars Project to establish the program as part of the official training of New York City police officers. A few weeks ago, the All-Stars and the NYPD was awarded the 2015 IACP and Cisco Community Policing Award from the International Association of Chiefs of Police. This award recognizes programs that use the power of collaboration and partnerships to make communities safer. So now you have to clap about that. Since we began, there have been over 125 workshops involving thousands of youth and police officers. In addition, thousands more community members and police officers have participated in demonstration workshops where they watch what's going on the stage. Let's take a look.
We're losing too many kids to violence in the city, to gun violence, and we need to build better connectivity between cops and kids. And this program really does seem to do it.
The media will often project that police officers and inner city youth have irreconcilable hostilities and differences. But in fact, cops and kids have many things in common.
I'm Starshima, and I'm 23.
I'm Habib Lewis, and I'm 15 years old.
Police Officer Lansing. I've been a cop in Midtown South for about 2.5 years.
Keel Davis, I'm 17.
Police Officer Victor Matos, 11 years.
You are often close in age. You come from some of the same neighborhoods, and even though you're on opposite sides of the barricades, you both have some insight into what's going on with the other. What's the hardest thing about your job?
Not knowing if you're going to go home at the end of the day.
Being in that face of the moment, trying to save someone's life.
Operation Conversation was created to help tap into that understanding of each other.
But we have to be aggressive. We have to be proactive.
I see it as I'm superior and I'm law, and what you say, it doesn't matter.
Through performance, to create new ways of interacting and even coming to appreciate one another.
Appreciation of differences.
Stop and give yourselves a round of applause.
To not necessarily judge a book by its cover. That taught me in the human experience as a police officer that I needed to look beyond the cover.
Just because we're a group of young black kids does not mean that we're starting trouble.
If they were white, would you treat them the same way?
Young people, I want you to share the worst thing that you've ever experienced in your life.
When I lost my grandfather, he was everything to me.
My mom was diagnosed with schizophrenia and anxiety.
At the All Stars Project, we have made an incredible discovery. There's this family. They want to adopt a pet. We have discovered that performance, the activity of performance, you're the mother, can be used to bring people together and help us to see one another in new ways.
A monkey.
I want a snake.
Oh no, my sinus, Mom. I can't have anything fluffy.
Performance can help everyone handle challenging and difficult situations in more positive ways.
No one else has a zebra. We live in housing apartments.
I want a zebra too. I want a zebra.
We'll make it work.
You're trying to kill us?
No one else has.
In other words, performance can help everybody develop. And Akil, what I want you to do is to empathize.
I understand what you're saying. I'm sorry I had to go through that.
Our goal here is to make our city a more peaceful and growthful place for everyone. It's a real privilege to be able to do these workshops with you all. I am now pleased to introduce an important leader from the St. Louis Ferguson area. A native of Ferguson, Missouri, he's a 28-year veteran of the State Highway Patrol and oversees Troop C, which covers 11 counties, including St. Louis. I first saw Captain Johnson on TV when, in the midst of an intense situation, he stepped into the middle of a protest. In signaling both to the officers and the community in Ferguson that we could do this and no one had to be hurt. He instantly became a national hero of mine and many others and was presented with a White House award. Please welcome Missouri State Highway Patrol Captain Ron Johnson. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Good afternoon. The first question everybody asks, did I break my leg in Ferguson? And no, it was on my motorcycle. And I was having fun when I heard it. I can tell you that I am honored to be here today, but I tell you, I feel like a kid who's been invited to the birthday party that everybody on the block wanted to go to. This is a new block for our nation that's been brought about in the past year. And I tell you, today is truly a celebration. But we need to celebrate our youth in urban areas throughout America, inspiring them to be better, but also creating a bridge that crosses out of urban areas into the world that gives them the experiences in life, that they can be whatever they choose to be, that there's great opportunity within the walls of America, that they can achieve and they can have dreams, the best dreams in the world that some feel have been taken away. In 2014, I had a chance to go to New York and visit Dr. Fulani in the All-Stars Project. And I can tell you that I was a little bit leery of the program when I headed there. But as I continued to walk in New York and visit the headquarters, I began to buy in. Then on that evening, I had an opportunity to go to the Apollo Theater and see law enforcement officers and young youth from urban areas on a stage, as you've seen in the video, doing role playing. And I tell you, it brought me to the edge of my seat. And as the program went on, it began to fill my heart and fill my eyes with tears. For I saw myself in those young people. I saw myself in those policemen. I saw that we're similar in more ways than we're different, and that through a mere conversation, how two groups can come together and understand. And by the end of that role playing, seeing policemen and young kids of urban communities hug each other and cry and exchange phone numbers told me that we can be better in this country, whether it's in law enforcement, whether it's in our educational system, whether it's in the business world, whether it's in our faith. And I think that we are America. We are the best country in the world. And we need to make sure that we stand to make this a better place for all. And for all of you that are here today, that's what you stand for. But it starts with leaders. It starts with us as leaders. We have to ensure that those that we lead have buy-in to this great change that must take place in urban communities and rural communities and communities throughout our country. You know, I stand here today and I talk about urban America, but we need to make sure that anybody in America that sees themselves as being different and not having the same opportunity, that we make sure that those bridges are open to them and afforded to all. Thank you very much. And if you live in Dallas, you can be oh so proud of yourself. Thank you.
Wow, powerful message, huh? Thank you so much, Dr. Fulani and Captain Johnson. I would like to now introduce the All-Stars Project Chief Development and Operations Officer, Chris Street.
It's a little bit of a tough act to follow. It's great to be here. One of the reasons we're growing so quickly in Dallas is just the tremendous outpouring of support from the corporate and philanthropy community. So thank you all for being here. We initiated a board earlier this year, which has really been the prime driver of today's event, and I want to just briefly acknowledge the members. Before I do, I want to acknowledge, I take an honorary member, Stephanie Hunt. You know, Hunter gets a lot of publicity, and maybe more than he should. No, I'm teasing you. But I would say as big a reason that we're here is because of Stephanie's commitment to creating community all over the world, and she's doing some tremendous work. So I wanted to say thank you, Stephanie. We consider you an honorary member of our board. Yeah. Two members couldn't be here today, but I want to thank them. Greg Arnold is the president and CEO of the Truman Arnold Companies, and he's represented, his team is here, and they're doing tremendous things for our kids. And Dean David Chard of SMU Simmons, actually the Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development, is hosting a major scholarship luncheon, so he couldn't join us. I would like to ask the rest of the board to stand and hold your applause till the end. This is quick. Michelle Hartman, partner at Sidley Austin. Hunter Hunt, our chair, CEO of Hunt Consolidated Energy. Kim Kittle, Senior Vice President, Bank of Texas. Hank Neely, partner at EY. And David White, Vice President of Hunt Energy Solutions. Let's give them a big round of applause. Great job, you guys. I'm proud to announce on behalf of the board that today's luncheon has raised a total of $350,000. Congratulations. Even as importantly, when you add in our board leadership and our annual campaign, we've raised a total of $850,000 this year for the All-Stars Project of Dallas. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, give yourselves another round of applause. $350,000 today, right now. Outstanding. Congratulations. Now, I'm sure you've already met the young leaders who are sitting at the tables. They're your young hosts. These young women and men have stepped up to grow and build their communities. Youth hosts, I want to recognize you guys. Give you a little spotlight. Please stand up so you can be acknowledged. There you go. Yeah, these are the real all-stars right here. All right, you can sit down. Sorry if I embarrassed you. All right, we're going to take a short break, so enjoy getting to know each other. I know your young host would like to get to know you a little bit better, so enjoy, and we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our host, David Watkins.
All right, we're going to start the second half of our program. Keep eating. I hope you're enjoying it. I wanted to prove my worth to you as a sports reporter in this town. I just got a exclusive message from my buddy at Valley Ranch that the Cowboys just cut backup quarterback Brandon Weeden. So now you know before everybody else. You're welcome. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys are all enjoying your food and getting to know the young all-stars at your table. There's also some special people here that we'd like to recognize. You can save your applause till the end. A.C. Gonzalez, Dallas City Manager. Dallas Police Chief David Brown. Chief Paul Stokes, Southeast Patrol Division. Jose Adames, President El Centro College. And Michael Hinojosa, Superintendent of Dallas Independent School District. Give them a round of applause, please. We also want to thank the staff here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel and the All-Star staff and dozens of volunteers making this great event a success. The staff here at the Regency Hotel is hustling. You enjoying your food? How is it? Good? God, let them hear it. They want to know. Well, our next speaker first took on the role of president of the All-Stars Project 26 years ago. It was a grassroots, all-volunteer-run effort in New York, raising $200,000 a year, and she was the first staff member. Under her leadership, Gabrielle has transformed the All-Stars into a national model for engaging poverty through after-school development and community organizing. Gabrielle has led the process of raising, how about this number, $110 million in private funding for All-Stars programs. Yeah, $110 million. And that reaches thousands of people across the country every year. Please join me in welcoming All-Stars Project President and CEO, Gabrielle Kurlander.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you in Dallas. I was lucky enough to come down on Saturday from New York, from our national headquarters where I work, so I missed the fog when I got here. I was happy about that. You know, it's great to be here with you, and I first came here to Dallas when I was a young woman. I was on tour with the Broadway show, and we played here in Dallas, and that was many years ago. So it was kind of fitting now to come back here with the All-Stars Project that is bringing performance into the lives of our young people and people in our most disadvantaged communities. You know, I was thinking a little bit about, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we got started at the All-Stars, and I think there are a couple of things that have been critical to our success. When we got started, it was founded in 1981 in the South Bronx at a very tough time for New York City, and we started with this talent show. We were working, our founder, Dr. Fred Newman, was working in some of the poorest communities in New York with welfare recipients, with women primarily who were on welfare, and they said, you know, the kids are in trouble. Can you do something for the kids? And they thought, well, what do we know how to do? We know how to put on a talent show. Let's put on a talent show. So they got this church basement for free, and they put on a talent show for the kids. And people just loved it. And so they said, okay, well, let's put on another talent show. And it sounds, maybe it sounds simplistic, but from that just simple human act, what happened was this became really a grassroots laboratory, a laboratory in which we were able to evolve a whole new approach to how to help young people and communities, our poorest communities, move to cross bridges, and not only cross those bridges, but what to do when you cross them, when you get to that new place. So we used that talent show, that beginning, to evolve our performance model on stage and in life. And I would say that the two things that are primarily important and have been critical to our success has been, one, that the young people come. You see your youth hosts at these tables, and I was speaking with a leader of Dallas After School about this yesterday. I think it's underappreciated sometimes that young people don't have to come to these programs. And so if you're a program in which young people are coming and then they're doing what they're doing in the All-Stars, where they're referring their friends. You know, we have in cities, we have kids who are telling dozens of their friends to come into the All-Stars. Now their friends are coming into it. This is an amazing endorsement, and in my opinion, a more important endorsement than any research or scientific study can give you, because the young people are saying, this is a value to me. I came in here today and I met a young man who I had previously met here in Dallas, and he said to me, I always like to ask the young people, you know, well, what do you think about the program? You know, I want to know, do you think it's any good? How do you feel about it? And he said, you know, I really appreciated at our graduation that All-Stars message to me was not just that you're graduating. The message to me was that you're a leader, you're somebody important. This is yours now to build and lead. And so the young people taking this on and building it has been critical to our success. I think the second factor has to do with that private funding. So it's not about the $110 million that we've raised, you know, to date. I'm very proud about that, but it's really not about that money. What it's about is about the people who are behind that money. Because we're privately funded, we have been able to innovate in ways that you could never innovate if you took government funding or even got really, you know, huge grants to get started. Because that kind of funding requires really that you know what you're doing from day one, and that you're saying, this is exactly how we're going to do it. Let me put it on the grant application and tell you exactly how we're going to do it. And we are the biggest advocates for standards. I think our programs have some of the highest standards. And when we got started, we felt something new had to be created and we had to innovate. And so there are people to this day who've stood behind us when we started our Cops and Kids program, and we were just experimenting. How do we use performance with police officers and young people? We didn't know exactly how to do that yet, but we had the freedom to find out how to do that in the most effective way. And that's because we're privately funded 100%. We take no government funds. So it's people like you grabbing onto this, you deciding, I'm going to make All-Stars, you know, a priority in my life. I'm going to have young people to my business. I'm going to take time out of my busy schedule to reach out to them. That's, in addition to what the young people do, that's the other critical factor. If those two things happen, as we've seen in 5 other cities that we're in now across the country, All-Stars is a big success, not just something that is a pride to our organization, though we're very proud of it, but something that is helping to transform our cities and introduce some new tools into our cities to combat some of the toughest problems we face. So I want to thank you all, really appreciate you being here and your vote of confidence in us as you start to get to know All Stars and get involved in All Stars. I'm also very proud that we are getting a lot of recognition now from education leaders around the country. And I'm proud to share with you that in January of 2016, the All-Stars Project is going to be honored here in Dallas with the Simmons School at SMU's Luminary Award as a national organization. And we're very, very honored. The Luminary Award honors individuals and organizations that have shown an extraordinary commitment to improving people's lives through education. And Dean David Chard at the Simmons School, as well as Yolette Garcia, who's here today, have been just wonderful friends and visionary leaders. So we're very proud of that. And, you know, in particular, at my house, I have these volumes of the Oxford English Dictionary. And I looked up the word luminary. I was thinking a little bit about luminary. I studied a little Latin. I wanted to check my Latin. But luminary, of course, derives from the Latin lumen, or light, and it means pertaining to light. And I'd say that in these often dark times, anything that sheds light, anything that shines light, is of extreme value. So I want to thank you all, because you, with your work, with your support, are bringing light into the lives of young people here in Dallas. Thank you so much for that.
All-Stars Project of Dallas is on the move. Thank you, Gabrielle. And now we have a very special treat for you, a live collaborative performance from a few of our program participants in the All-Stars Talent Show Network. I saw them in rehearsal, and you guys are just going to love this. Please give a round of applause for 9-year-old Montrell Warren, 7-year-old Liliana Villa, 13-year-old Tatum Osich, and 17-year-old Mari Lino. Welcome them to the stage.
Like a big merry-go-round, you're up and then down, going in circles trying to get to. We all make mistakes, you might fall on your face, but you gotta get up. I'd rather stand tall than live on my knees, 'cause I am a conqueror. I am a conqueror. Oh, she's just a girl and she's a player, harder than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not coming down. This girl is a fire. This girl is a fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is a fire.
Yo, how y'all doing, man? Y'all doing okay, right? Yeah, where my all-stars at? Make some noise. Make some more noise, yeah. Make some more noise. How y'all doing? I had to write this track for All Stars. Hey, building bridges, what we do. Me and the crew. All Stars crew. Tell us who are you? Tryna get the better picture code. Poverty, yeah, that's no bad. Stand on my grind, can't no slack. I'm an all-star, pretty sure that you know that. Woo! Put it in work. Yeah, for what it's worth. Up in the morning, cause I gotta be alert. Early bird, get the one, I gotta get it first. All they took was dedication and a little bit of motivation. A little bit of time and a little patience. All stars so amazing. Built this bridge and walk it over. Don't say let's talk it over. Better times is getting closer. Yeah, the struggle's almost over. Hey, I'm just living right. I'ma live it right. Living for the moment. Cause I can't live it quiet. Build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge. Build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge. Say all star, all star, all star, all star, all star, all star, all star. Build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge. Build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge, build that bridge. Say all star, all star, all star, all star, all star, all star, all star.
How good was that? If I'm Blake Shelton or Adam Levine on The Voice, I'm turning my chair around for these guys right here. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Well done. Now I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker, Miguel Solis, Executive Director of the Latino Center of Leadership Development. Miguel also serves as the first Vice President of the Dallas ISD Board of Trustees. Miguel has been appointed to the Citywide Poverty Task Force and Joint Committee on Education by Mayor Mike Rawlings and was recently chosen for the Aspen Institute's Rodell Fellowship as one of the nation's most promising young political leaders. Please join us in welcoming Miguel Solis.
Of course, I have to go on after that perform. So you know what? Cue the music. I'm going to perform as well. Well, thank you very much for inviting me here. I'm humbled and honored to provide a set of greetings on behalf of the Dallas Independent School District Board of Trustees and also our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Michael Hinojosa. You all, the All Stars Project, does absolutely phenomenal work for the children of Dallas ISD. And this is personal work. It's personal work for the board. It's personal work for our superintendent. It's personal work for me. I got my start in Dallas ISD actually as a teacher. I was an 8th grade U.S. history teacher at Marsh Middle School. And when I entered the teaching force, a week before I got started teaching, I had a sit-down meeting with a mentor teacher. And I was presented with a list of 140 names, all of which were students that I was going to be teaching. And as that teacher and I sat down, he went through and began to cross off a few names. Those names totaled about 20. I found it to be a peculiar exercise, and so at the end of the exercise, I asked him, "What are you crossing off the names for?" And he said, "Miguel, you're tasked with teaching 140 children. And these kids, these 20 kids, are the difficult kids. They're the kids that are going to potentially hold you back from reaching the other 120. And you could imagine, I'm sure you've had a visceral response to that, my response to that. And I said, absolutely not. In fact, those 20 kids are going to get the best education possible. And I'm going to work extremely hard to make sure that they get that." And one of those kids was a girl by the name of Brenda. Her previous year as a 7th grader, she got herself into a lot of trouble. She came from a single-family household. She had a couple of brothers that had gone to the school as well and weren't able to actually finish high school. So Brenda had stuff stacked against her walking in, but she didn't make anything easier for herself. She was frequently in trouble. I don't believe her 7th grade year she passed any of her tests, and it was difficult. She was on the list. And so I said, I'm going to make sure that Brenda gets a high quality education. And when she came into my classroom, I was a rookie teacher, and she walked in, and that first few weeks, she was living up to that reputation. But I had a sit-down meeting with her early on, and I said, Brenda, you don't realize it right now, but you are a leader, and you have the ability and the capacity not to just lead for yourself, but to lead for others. You have to see that. You have to believe it. And you have to know that if you do these things positively, if you lead positively, you're not just going to make a difference for yourself, but you're making a difference for thousands of kids, and particularly these 139 other students that I'm teaching. So Brenda, it took a while, and we worked towards that ultimate outcome of her becoming that leader. But at the end of the day, guess what, folks? She led. She was a leader. I believed in her. Her other teachers believed in her. She would ultimately go on to pass all of her state exams in 8th grade, and she would join the ROTC program. She would be a leader in her ROTC program. She would run for student council. She would lose, but she ran. That's what mattered. And she ultimately realized that she could, if she worked hard enough and believed in herself, and if others believed in her, make her dreams a reality. Now, I bring up Brenda because you may not know her, but you know a child like her. And if you don't know a child like her, you've probably walked past one and not thought to yourself, what can I do to try to tap into their inner leader, to make them believe that anything is possible? What can we do together to ensure that the Brendas of this world are able to live up to their potential? You're here today, and many of you have donated because you understand that there's nothing better than a program like the All-Stars Project to tap into that inner leader and that inner potential of many, many students. You're sitting next to them right now. I was just at table number 13, and I sat down next to Adrian. Adrian is a senior at South Oak Cliff High School. And when I sat down, I've known Adrian for about 2 years. I didn't realize he was a part of the All-Stars Project. And when I sat down next to him, I said, man, I didn't know you were with the project. And he looked at me and he goes, are you kidding me? Why would I not be? And I asked him, I said, why did you join the project? And he said, because they made me believe in myself. He wasn't headed down the right path. But they tapped into his inner leader and to his dreams, and they showed him that his potential is real. He is going to be applying to many schools, Howard, there's a whole bunch of them. Adrian, stand up really quickly so we all can see you. I don't mean to embarrass you. But I point Adrian out, and I point out Brenda, because we all have a role to play in the lives of our children. Whether you're a teacher, a community member, a business leader, and there's no better way to do that than to support programs like the All-Stars Project. And so I ask you now, if you haven't already, to take a second to really understand what this program is about. They'll talk to you a little bit more about the fundraising effort, but there's a card at your desk and at your table, and I want you to look at that, and I want you to figure out, what more can I do? Because Adrian and Brenda and the 160,000 children of Dallas ISD need your help. We need your help to tap into their inner leader, into their inner potential. If we do that, anything is possible in this city. Anything is possible. Thank you so much for your time and your effort, and particularly to the All-Star Project and to Antoine, who has been such a phenomenal leader on the ground. You're doing great work, and we look forward to continuing to partner with you along the way. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Miguel. Powerful message. Thank you so much. Now please welcome All-Stars Project of Dallas Development Manager Emily Huddleston and Program and Operations Coordinator Raquel McBay, and they are joined by youth hosts. You just met Adrian Hogan, and Anna Macias.
Good afternoon, everyone. At the All-Stars, we have a tradition of honoring community leaders who are dedicating their lives to improving their communities. Today, we are pleased to present the All-Stars Community Spirit Awards to 3 very special people.
These individuals are highly respected in their fields. They also believe that to make Dallas a truly great city, we must give our young people opportunities to grow and succeed. Please welcome Kathy Acosta, Sergeant Willie Ford, and Betsy Pendry. Our first honoree is Betsy Pendry. Yes. For 2 years, Betsy Pendry partnered with Antoine Joyce and served as the founding director for the All-Stars Project of Dallas. Starting in 2013, she led teams going door to door in the Hamptons, Lakeview Townhomes, Villa Creek Apartments, and Kingbridge Crossing, inviting young people and their families to build our talent show program at Pinkston High School, and to develop as leaders in our young people building bridges across Dallas and Development School for Youth programs. We are pleased to present Dallas's first Community Spirit Award to Betsy Pendry. And they have you over here.
Our next honoree is Kathy Acosta. Kathy Acosta has worked with Dallas County Community Colleges for over 10 years and currently serves as the executive director of El Centro College West Campus. In addition to addressing the academic needs of students, she has developed and facilitated many workshops to include teaching emotional intelligence and leadership skills. She believes if you focus on the whole person, success will follow. We are pleased to recognize Kathy Acosta.
Our next honoree is Willie Ford. Sergeant Willie Ford has been a member of the Dallas Police Department for 17 years. He is also the first vice president of the Black Police Association of Greater Dallas, whose mission is to bridge the gaps, both perceptual and real, between the Black community and law enforcement establishment through mutual respect, trust, cooperation, and positive interaction. We are pleased to recognize Sergeant Willie Ford.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the All-Stars Project for doing this. This is an honor. It's not a labor. It's something that we enjoy, especially in the Black Police Association. If you notice, when she talked about our mission, bridging the gap, we've had that for 40 years. We're celebrating our 40th year this year. And so we've been doing this for a while. It's just coming to light in some communities, but we've been doing this for a while. It's an honor to deal with the All-Stars Project. And one thing that I'll say, Antoine, where are you? Antoine? All right. Everybody knows him as Antoine Joyce, but when he has his beard, he's Teddy Pendergrass. So just look at him when he has his beard. We call him Teddy P. But honestly, what I would like to say is that for the people that have donated, continue to do that. We don't have the same money that everybody else does, but we're able to give hours and be involved with the children. But if you're financially able, please continue to do that. Thank you.
right, congratulations to all of the Community Spirit Award recipients. Now let's take a look at how the All-Stars is lifting up our young people in Dallas.
The All-Stars Project of Dallas, we focus on working with young people in poor communities like West Dallas, South Oak Cliff, North Oak Cliff, South Dallas. We're looking to work with young people who are just regular kids.
My name is DeAndre Hill. I'm 17 years old. I'll be a senior this year at South Oak Cliff High School, and I plan on being a sports commentator. So Dirk, he's a 7-foot German who's a power forward for the Dallas Mavericks.
He doesn't let his health issues stop him from, doing anything anybody else can do. Sometimes he hates that he has sickle cell, but he's learned to deal with it. So I think that him having the disease has made him stronger and more confident that he can do what everybody else is doing.
The Development School for Youth has given me a lot more confidence in myself, and it's taking me outside of my comfort zone, which is the best part about it, because now I'm not afraid to do anything. This summer, I have interned at Encore Electric Delivery Company in the HR department. I have helped my supervisors finish whatever they need assistance with. I'm the go-to guy. Go-to guy means that you're the one that people go to whenever they need assistance. They don't go to anyone else, they go straight to you.
We transform the lives of youth in poor communities using performance in partnership with caring adults.
Anyone that's needed something done this summer over the last 5 weeks, they've gone to say, can DeAndre help me with this? And almost always it's yes, he can. And he does.
We give ordinary kids an extraordinary stage, whether that stage be at a business or whether that stage be at an All-Stars talent show. They have this extraordinary stage and they get to practice this new version of themselves. The Development School for Youth, we help young people learn a professional performance, how to shake someone's hand, how to look them in the eye, how to tell their story, tell someone they've never met before who they are and where they come from.
Every morning they get up and go to school, they're putting on a persona of who they are, and it's just tweaks to take the core person of themselves and put themselves in a different role, up on a stage or in a business, and say, hey, you're still you, and that's fabulous, but we want you to play a different role.
DSY gives our kids great real-world experience that we can't duplicate here at school. There is simply no comparison to having them in the workplace working alongside professionals.
We've got to use every piece of talent we have to set up ourselves up for success for the long term.
When you walk into a room, you greet everyone, you look them in the eye, you shake their hand, you say your name loudly and proudly. These are all performance tips that we say to young people, practice that with everyone you meet, everywhere you go. If you're in the elevator, you look up, you smile, good morning.
He even told me today that he was on the elevator with our CEO. And I said, did you introduce yourself? And he's like, yes. I said, did you shake his hand? Yes. He said they had a whole conversation, and I thought that was fantastic.
I was on an elevator yesterday and I met the CEO, Bob Shepard. We were going to the cafeteria to get an omelet, to get some breakfast.
Really?
He paid for my breakfast.
And it's what I love about the All-Stars, is it creates those safe environments for youth and adults to get together, to be able to communicate as part of a common community and create something better.
When we bring them together, it's kind of like a magic recipe. You put the things in the soup and all of a sudden it tastes delicious. Well, we find that there's just a chemistry created, and it's something bigger than either the corporate people or the young people, that together they create something new.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the inaugural class of the 2015 Spring Dallas Development School for Youth.
All-Stars is offering some new solutions to some of the toughest issues facing our cities, and certainly facing Dallas.
We're off to a great start with the talent shows, we're off to a great start with DSY, but my hope is over the next couple of years in Dallas that we can continue to grow and evolve it and take it to the next level.
Dallas All-Star program really opened him up and made him want to do more. It made him want to get out there. It gave him that fire.
I do not give up easily.
So I'm very proud to be on stage with my friend DeAndre. It's not in the script, but I'll just say it real quick. I always tell the story, sometimes young people, they sometimes don't know how to overcome challenges, or we get in our way, or we help them get in their way. And as they mentioned in the video, he had sickle cell, and he had the first day of the program, he had to do treatment for that. And he said, I might not be able to be in the program, so I have to do this thing. I said, well, let's figure it out. So long story short, he figured it out and been with us ever since. So I'm very, very proud of him. And I'm inspired by you and all the other young people. Thank you, DeAndre.
Thank you, Anton. I am glad to be here, and I am glad to be a part of the All-Stars. Someday, I hope that every kid in Dallas can become a part of the Development School for Youth.
Cool. So please join me and DeAndre in creating new kinds of opportunities for our young people. Some of my friends already did the job for me, Help us out. There's tables on your card. There's cards on your table. Yeah. You can join the All-Stars by volunteering to be a mock job interviewer for the Development School for Youth. Your company can sponsor a summer paid internships. Everyone asks me, how big can you go? I'm like, you tell me. You open those doors to your companies, I will bring the kids to you. I guarantee it. You can also make a gift today. Again, look at the cards, fill them out, leave them, talk to me, talk to my partner, Emily. She's in red. You can see her. There you go. We want to work with you, and I'll be excited to work with everyone in this room. Thank you so much. So it's now my pleasure to welcome to the stage a powerful champion and member of the All-Stars Project Board of Directors. Please welcome my good friend from EY, Hank Neely.
Thank you, Teddy. Antoine. And good afternoon, everyone. I am proud to be here to salute the newest group of companies investing in our young people. I was introduced to the All-Stars 2 years ago by a partner of mine at Ernst & Young in New York by the name of Scott Hill, who had worked extensively with the All-Stars Project in New York. The All-Stars Development School for Youth program is one of the most effective ways that we have as business leaders to make a difference in the lives of young people. And I'm firmly committing to help the All-Stars grow here in Dallas. EY has been involved with All-Stars in Dallas and across the country for close to 20 years. We brought in summer interns, we've conducted after-school workshops, and the experience has been invaluable, not only for the students, but for all of us who participate in the program. Turn it back over to you.
Oh, thank you. All right. So now, I'm proud to salute the newest group of companies investing in our young people. That's you, sorry. I'm reading his lines, okay. There we go. So this past spring and summer, 12 companies stepped forward to guarantee our first year of programming for the DSY. They were the cornerstone of an overall fundraising and involvement campaign that made it possible for us to offer 10 development workshops to program participants and place 15 DSY interns in some of Dallas corporations. So please join me in thanking them for their support and for standing with the young people of Dallas. So here with us tonight, representing them are from Amegy Bank, Daniel Cox. No, you gotta come on stage. That's what y'all here for. Everybody just come this way. Yeah, there we go. All right, and hold your applause to the end. You're doing great, thank you. So, Daniel Cox for Amegy Bank. Jeffrey Newton. Jeffrey, raise your hand. Thank you. Jeffrey from Baker Botts. My friend Kim Kittle from Bank of Texas. Michelle Vopney from Ernst & Young, EY. David White from Hunt Consolidated Energy. Kim Kessler from KPMG. And Jackie Shepard from MHT Midspan. We're going to give them some awards, and now you can give them a big round of applause. Let's hand them out. Let's just give it to them. Yeah, just give it to them. I already read their names already. Give it to them. Just don't worry about the name. Just give them a paper. I'll sort it out later. Yeah, just give them one. Just give everyone one. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, there you go. Right. This is the fun part of directing on stage and so forth. Okay, now we're gonna take a group photo. Okay, right? Okay, and then y'all gonna give a big other round of applause again just for the group photo. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you.
Don't forget to take an Ussie instead of just the group picture, guys. Well, this was wonderful, wasn't it? Please, let's all once again congratulate today's Community Spirit Award recipients and the All-Stars corporate and community partners for their commitment to our young people. Big round of applause. Thank you all for coming out today to support the All-Stars Project of Dallas. This is only the beginning. For every young person and adult who joined the All-Stars Project over the past year, there are hundreds and thousands more who need our help and want to be reached. I invite all of you to continue creating this great Dallas story of hope and possibility. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.